Welcome one, welcome all to the 12th race of the CUBECAR Cup Series season. Or the CGB CUBECAR League, I might correct myself and say. But welcome, welcome. We are here for the 12th race of the season here at Kansas, and we're looking forward to have a good race here today. As we've got two cubes, one that has not won a race and one that has on the front row today. But while we'll look at it, let's take a look at our starting grid for today's race here at Kansas. Starting on pole is Daisy for the second time this season. Started first at Vegas, did pretty good there until losing out at the very end. Let's see if they'll come back with a win today. And starting outside pole is Raccoon, who almost won last race. In row number 2, you have Gun and Goots, both looking for a win. Then row 3, you have Sheepmobile and Sanic. Row 4, Dumbcat and Doge Cube. Row 5, Shadow and BB. Row 6, Hubris and Igus. Row 7, Racelin and Melee Fox. Row 8, Bloodclot and Squidward. Row 9, Hee Hee Ha and Cubendorf. Row 10, Squid Games and Meloetta. Row 11, Fear and Sands Club. Row 12, Donkey Kong and the Racer. Row 13, Dragalia Lost and Amori Jr. Row 14, McQueen and Eggdog. Row 15, Cole and No Maidens. Row 16, Pac-Mobile and No Maidens. Cole and Amori Sr. in this row, then Pac-Mobile and No Maidens, then Pecorine and Chow, then Jinx and Miku, Bob the Builder and Among Us, So Retro and Trolling, and rounding out the field for this week is the 34 of Imposter, who had that wicked save last race at Dover. Actually, let's go to our pole sitter. And we are here probably going to have a pretty good race this time around. This track is usually pretty competitive, so we should see some good action.
Drivers to your Drivers to your cars.
As the pace car rolls off, let's take a look at how many of these drivers in the top 10 need a win to get into the playoffs. Currently, Daisy, Gun, Goots, Sheepmobile, Sanic, Dumbcat, Shadow, and BB. They all need wins. So does Argus and Racelin, Melee Fox. A lot of people in the top section of the field that do not have wins that are looking for one here today at Kansas. So we'll just have to wait and see what'll happen here during this race. Got myself some water. Don't usually stream this early in the morning, so I'm usually not as filled with energy as I usually am for other races, but should be no different for today. Pace car rolls off as we're about to go green for 134 laps here at Kansas Speedway. And we are green and we're racing here at Kansas. Very even start between our two leaders. Although Daisy gets away with a bit of a breakaway with help from Gun on turn 1. Daisy's got a bit of a gap, but that inside line is pretty stacked right now. But Daisy's going to get away a little bit. But Gun gets a great run in turns 3 and 4. It is now catching back up to the 44. Daisy's going to lead the first lap, get those ever so important 5 bonus points. But here comes Gun to the inside looking for the lead, and he's going to get cut off. Here comes Goots in the 7, who blew an engine at Dover and caused a pretty decently sized wreck. But now running third, there's Sheepmobile and Raccoon battling for 4th, and they're 3 wide in the back for 5th. Actually, this is a battle for 4th and 5th. Now we got a battle for 6th right here between Dumbcat, Sanic, and Shadow the Hedgehog. Very close racing between this pack right here for sure. And there's 19 of Igus, who finished last place at Dover last week. Started last, finished last. Really needs some good points finish after having several DNFs in the past few races. But right now, our battle for the lead looking pretty strong right now between these 3, all of who have not won a race so far this season. And we saw earlier at Las Vegas, where Daisy dominated the early portion of the race, but got screwed over by a bad pit stop and went on to finish 4th. after that, has not led many laps at all in this series. So let's see if she can actually pull one off here today for that team, with her teammate Cole further back in the field. There's Hubris and Dogecube battling with each other, two multi-time winners in this season. The only two, actually. And Dogecube will get away on the outside, and Melee Fox and the 5 of Hee 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 Ha right there, looking to capitalize. Right now, Hubris rounds out the top 10, coming into lap 5. Mid-pack battle still going on pretty strong. There's Fear and Raceland battling with each other for the, I believe, the 14th position. Yes, it is for 14th. Squidward with some help right behind. There's Meloetta, who had such a strong run at Dover. Then it all got undone by that crash that ended up with them finishing 21st. There's BB in the 66 and looking for another good points run. Actually, just after that race at Dover, just got above the cut line for the playoffs, which is exactly what they need right now. There's Donkey Kong, who's currently below the playoffs cut line, so he's going to need some good finishes. Oh, already an alert on the scoreboard. Oh, someone's on pit road. It's Jinx, I think. He must have gotten damage from something. But he's already on pit road first, and that's going to put him at a huge disadvantage. Especially since he's been having a pretty up and down season so far. Well, he must have made some contact with the wall, which caused him to come down pit road, so tough break for Jinx. Early on in this event. Right now, our top 5 looking pretty good right now. We're looking pretty competitive as Goots tried to make a run on the outside, but it did not work out. And Gun is going to hold on to keep second. Sheepmobile having a good run so far in 4th. There's Shadow in 5th. Dumbcat is now in 6th. Igus now in 7th, then followed by Sanic in 8th. But now they're going to battle for the 7th position here in turns 1 and 2. And Sanic gets around very easily around the 19. Here comes Dogecube in the 00 battling with Raccoon and Hubris, who are battling each other once again, just like they did at Dover, where Hubris went on to win. Let's see if they'll battle again here today, for sure. But now there's the 5 who also battled with them at Dover. Ooh, Hee Hee Ha's taking a look. The 07 is not clear, and with some help from the 13, is going to take the inside line and easily get past and barely brushes by the 45 of Raccoon. Almost forced him into the wall. Very bold move by the 5 there as he gets ahead of the 45. There's Fear in the 13 also making some moves. Fear's actually been having a really good season. One that we have not talked about pretty much the whole season. I don't think he's ever come close to winning. He's definitely had some top 5s and top 10s, but I think he's top 5 in points right now, which is why he's doing pretty good above the cut line. But he still needs to win to get in, because if we have 16 different drivers that win, and he does not win, then he won't be able to get into the chase. BV also having a good run, having a very good rookie season after starting one race late because of an error on my end that ended up with them not starting Daytona. Oops, but now BV's having a pretty good run here in that 66. Hubris and Melee Fox running, and look at this mid-pack right here. This is for the top 15, 14th and back in this pack. Here goes Squid Games with a run around the 10 of Squidward. It looks like our lead pack is still pretty close. Sheepmobile's actually moved up to 3rd, past Goots, and now Shadow's trying to make a run on Goots out of turn 4. To no avail just yet, but now Sheepmobile's making a move on Gun. Takes a look, but Gun's going to block him off right again. And Gun's going to keep that 2nd position. Now he's got a run on Daisy on the back straightaway, taking a look. Here comes Gun for the lead with help from the 30 of Sheepmobile. Right on the inside, and Gun is still there, but Daisy has a better bit of momentum on the outside. Now Sheepmobile is going to try and go to the outside and help. He doesn't even know who he wants to support. Daisy's still not clear just yet. Gun needs a really good run on the inside here. And yes, he does get a decent run, but Daisy's going to take that outside line and work it well. They're still almost side by side. Here comes Goots and Shadow catching up to our leaders now. A 5-way battle for the lead. Oh, Goots washes it up in that corner, though. Loses a lot of time. Loses about 2 car lengths. And is going to drag Shadow back with him, and that's going to allow Gun to drag back a little bit. And Daisy's going to keep the lead for now. Meanwhile, the last cube in the top 10 is the 19 of Aegis, followed by Doge Cube and Hee 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 Ha battling each other once again. These two have battled each other quite a lot this season. Surely be seeing some rivalries grow throughout the course of this season. Actually, I believe next race, which I believe is Darlington, is the halfway point in the regular season, which means after that we just have 13 more races until the chase is decided and a regular season champion is crowned, but that doesn't mean anything. Winning the regular season championship does give you 15 bonus points towards the start of the playoffs if you do win and are in the playoffs. Oh wow, battle here between Sheepmobile and Daisy as Gunn has passed Daisy for the lead and will lead a lap for the first time in this race. I believe Gunn is currently 3rd or 4th in points right now, which is pretty good, although after that wreck at Dover, definitely lower in points than he anticipated. But now with Daisy and Sheepmobile right behind, he's going to have to defend as much as he can, because both of them are eligible for the prize at the end of the championship. So if they get in the chase, they're going to get even closer to getting that prize. Both Sheepmobile and Goots look to the bottom, but the 30's got an advantage on the front straightaway, and he's going to side draft Daisy all the way into turn number 1. And he's going to take away 2nd, and here comes Shadow and almost looking for 3rd as Daisy's way up high. Goots gets a good run on the back straightaway out of turn 2, and now does the crossover move on Daisy. Pushes her up the track, and here comes Goots to 3rd, potentially, as this battle for the lead is tightening up for sure, as Dumbcat, Sanic, and actually almost all the top 10 has caught up to our leaders. But Sheepmobile is looking for the lead. Dumbcat gets around Shadow as he continues to lose spots in the top lane. Sanic going down to the bottom to try and make a move on the 63 of Dumbcat, who almost won at Dover as well, but just ended up coming pretty short. Right now, Gunn's still out front. Daisy's losing a little bit of momentum. Let's see if Goots could try and make a move on the inside. Here he comes. And he's going to easily make a move around Daisy now. I think Daisy's better in turns 1 and 2 on the outside, but worse in 3 and 4, which is how they're passing her so easily. Although right as I say that, she gets a great run on the outside lane here in turns 3 and 4 and takes 3rd place right back. But now these two starting to get a bit of an advantage. Here comes the 5 trying to get past the 3 of Shadow the Hedgehog. And here comes Doge Cube as well. This is the battle for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th positions. Followed by BV, who's all by themselves in 10th. 11th and 12th, 13th and 14th. Hubers has moved up a few spots, but still not in the top 10 where they would much like to be as the points leader right now. Sheepmobile has a bit of an advantage on the back straightaway. He's got the draft, now getting really close to the back end of Gunn. Trying to find the best point to pass. Here he comes. He's taking a look to the inside. He's got to run. Gunn's going to lead the lap, but that 30 is there. And since these two are battling each other, that'll make it a lot easier for the pack behind them to catch up. Goots is the leader of this straight line pack. They are side by side on the back straightaway for the lead. Looking to the bottom, here comes Sheepmobile. Oh, wow, they're still side by side, but 30 has a bit of an advantage. Oh, who's going to lead this lap? Looks like it's going to be Sheepmobile, and he's going to earn those very valuable 5 bonus points for leading a lap in this race. And he will get out front ahead of Gunn, Goots, and Dumbcat now battling with each other for 3rd. This little group right here. And now BV's starting to catch up with the rest of our top 10. Very quickly. How far back is the rest of the field? Only about 10 seconds back. Not too bad early in this race. It's just like a normal race. And then this little group right here outside the top 10, you got Melee Fox, Aegis, Squid Games, and Jagalia Lost. 3 past winners and 1 that has won this season. And you got Raccoon, who's fallen back quite a bit from his second place starting position in 17th. There's Squidward and Meloetta and Donkey Kong running together. Raceland and Cubendorf also battling for position. Cubendorf actually had his best run of the season at Martinsville. Hasn't been able to represent that success in any other races this season so far. There's Packmobile and Blood Clot battling each other. These two have fallen off quite a bit since the start. So is Sands Club. There's Among Us in 53. And there's the rest of our field. And there's Jinx, last place right now. 1 lap down. Needs a caution to get back on the lead lap, even though he's on fresher tires. Which means he might just end up getting that lap back. After all, if we have a caution during the green flag pit stop, which would probably screw up everything. But Sheepmobile's still out front early here at Kansas. There's Goots looking for a run on the inside. Ooh. And regrets it almost immediately as he drops back quite a bit. Now Hee-Haw's moved up to 4th. Dumbcat 5th, Sanic 6th, Daisy 7th. Shadow's fallen back to 8th. Dogecube's still in 9th. And Beevy's trying to find a way to get up with this pack and get some spots. Goots now to 2nd, has a great run in turn 1 to get past Gunn. And now Goots is looking for the lead. Gunn's still stuck on that outside lane. Seems to be a lot better when he's starting on the outside in the corner rather than being forced up into it. Kind of like how it was at Dover and at Vegas. But now Gunn trying to get some draft on the 7 of Goots to try and pass him back for 2nd. Dumbcat and Sanic still drafting off of each other now. We're not going to see a lot of tandem action like we did at Talladega, especially with this kind of racing, but we should see a lot of partnering up. Oh, never mind. No longer will these two be partners as, Sanic tries to make a run, but Dumbcat has just way faster on the front stretch, and we'll clear him there. But now Beevy is caught up. Basically, all the top 10 is within 2 seconds of each other, which is kind of scary if you think about it. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, sorry. Beevy actually loses a lot of momentum there, so I guess she's going to lose the pack pretty easily. Daisy and Shadow now battling with each other for 8th. Oh, wow. Dumbcat got a really good run in turn 1. Almost got into the 5 of Hee-Haw. It almost turned him around, but saved it there as these 4... Oh, this little pack right here. Here comes Gunn for 2nd. Here comes Dumbcat trying to go for 3rd if Goots keeps getting some slow moves. But Goots will not go to the bottom, and Dumbcat's going to lose a lot of spots here. There's Dogecube and Daisy right behind. Here comes Daisy trying to pass Dogecube. And she's going to do it, but she's not clear. Still going to be side by side between these two. Still undecided, but even now Shadow's trying to help, but he doesn't know where to go. He goes to the top. And Daisy's going to be left all alone once again. Battle between Gunn and Hee-Haw. Actually, here's a battle for the lead. Here comes Goots. Oh, but Sheepmobile goes down to block, but how long is that going to work out as Goots has a great run from the back straightaway? Is he going to make a pass? Here he comes. This is for the lead. The 7 trying to make a move on the 30. Sheepmobile's going to take that middle lane and get away pretty easily. Goots fumbled it up right there. Seems to have been doing that a lot on the inside lane. Hee-Haw now up to 3rd. Gunn sticking down in 4th, then Dumbcat 5th. Daisy falls back to 8th. Then this pack right here is still battling with each other, doing pretty decent. There's a Gallia Lost looking to try and pass. Here comes Melee Fox and Squid Games making some moves right here. A very clean pass by the 92, and Melee Fox will go to 11th. Huber's trying to make a move on Squid Games for, I believe, the 14th spot. Yes, it will be. That's going to leave room for a huge run from the 19 of Igus way up on the middle lane. They're going to try and get that draft on Squid Games to be part of this pack once again. There's Raccoon in 17th. These two still going, or actually these three for a matter still going at it. There's Eggdog and Omori Sr., who led the most laps at Dover. Still battling with each other. They're going through turn 4, but Eggdog's going to have the advantage. Miku and Pac-Mobile, one cube that wants to win and one that has already won, but is not in the playoffs hunt just yet because she is not into the top 30 in points. So Miku's going to desperately need to go for wins. More wins, as a matter of fact, to try and get those points and make it to the top 30. Since she started later in the season than everyone else. The rest of the field just chugging along at this rate. Mobile continues to lead. They formed a bit of packet. Sanic actually took a big run. Now moves up to 3rd. Doge Cube trying to crack it to the top 5 here if he passes Gun. And Shadow's going to try and help. Now Daisy's been shuffled out to 10th at the back of this pack. Side by side between Shadow and BV for the 9th spot. Or 8th spot, actually. Ooh, wow. Outside lane lost a lot of momentum there as Dumb Cat slowed up quite a bit, but Shadow still side by side with the 63 for that 7th spot now, as Daisy now making a move on BV. Dumb Cat will get ahead of Shadow, and BV still battling with Daisy, but currently 5 is catching up to our leader. Hihiha trying to lead another race. Been one of the more powerful cubes this season. Wow, almost does a slide job on the 30s. They're side by side in turn 2. Still even on the back straightaway. They don't. Neither of them seem to have an advantage. They're still not clear of each other. Although I think the 30's got a bit of an advantage in the exit of the corner. Yep, Sheepmobile will continue to lead. The 5 Hihiha will still stay behind. Goose making a move on Sanic in the 06. Cat and Shadow battling back here for the 8th spot, or 7th spot actually. He's still trying to find a way to get around BV. Dragalios is broken away from this pack a little bit, followed by Melee Fox and Fear. Now they're all starting to thin out a little bit, so we're not going to see a lot of battles between our leaders. There's the 33 with the help from the 98 of Donkey Kong. Trying to get around Squidward in the 10. And he's going to get clear of the 10. Here comes Donkey Kong as well, trying to make a pass for 20th, and he gets it. Meanwhile, there's Meloetta and Raccoon battling each other for 17th. Raccoon has a way better run the outside, but Meloetta's got a better run on the inside. Raccoon's going to clear him. Now Sheepmobile's got 2 monkeys crawling down his back as he's got Sanic and Hihiha right behind, looking for the lead. But these 2 battling will help the 30 get away a little bit because they'll keep slowing each other up. Sanic still out front, and we'll get ahead of the 5. And we'll come to second, now trying to go for the lead, but how long will it take for him to actually get up front? As the top 10 has started to spread out a little bit. So let's check out on the rest of the pack. There's Hubris and Fear battling for 13th. And Hubris and Squid Games are going to get around pretty easily. Yeah, both of them did. There's a huge run from the 19 on the bottom. Also looking for a spot. Wow. Massive run for Igus there on the back straightaway. And now battling with Fear once again. They're going to be almost side by side out of turn 4, but Fear's going to keep the spot for now, as this pack is actually starting to catch up now as well. So they're starting to thin out, but also close up at the same time. There's BV trying to get past Dumb Cat in 63. G-Cube's also eligible for the championship. Or eligible for the prize. He has a bit of a draft on Sanic, but Sheepmobile still continues to lead. Actually has passed Daisy for the most amount of laps led in this race. So currently eligible for the most laps led bonus. Still undecided at this point because we're so early in, but who knows? We might see it change a little bit. Santa gets a little bit of a distance away, but these four still going at it. Cube has actually cracked the top 5. Looking to go for 3 wins this season here at Kansas. 1 at Fontana, 1 at Talladega under yellow, and now looking to potentially earn another win here at Kansas, which makes things a little bit harder for those that are not locked into the chase just yet. But now Dragalia lost trying to crack the top 5, and they have so far. They've caught up with Shadow and are now helping Shadow get ahead of BV. Another past winner this season won at the infamously rain-shortened race at Phoenix, when that race was intended to go to... Actually, forget who was supposed to win that one. Trolling was actually doing pretty good in that race, but unfortunately had to fast forward it because of circumstances out of my control and ended up like the 25 win. Sheepmobile lost a little bit of momentum there. A little bit of his lead has been cut away, but now these guys are going to battle each other, so that might expand. Oh, Cube trying to go to the middle, but it's not going to work out. Didn't get enough speed in the middle of the corner. Now he's going to have to resort with sticking on the inside and helping the 5 get past Sanic. Also, while I'm here, might as well explain how the All-Star race is going to work, because that's coming up pretty soon. The All-Star race will be held at Rainbow Road. It'll be right before the Charlotte race, which will have a co-commentator. Actually, no, the All-Star race will be hosted in Discord, and the Charlotte race will have a co-commentator, so I'm looking forward to having one for that race. But the winner of the All-Star race does not get points. However, they will get an AI boost for winning that race. So whoever wins the All-Star race will get a boost to their ratings so that they can do better on some of these tracks. Also, only drivers that have won and earned pole positions this season will be eligible for the All-Star race. So, everyone that's won a race so far, and everyone that's earned a pole sit so far, everyone that's set on the pole will earn a spot in the All-Star race. So those will be the cubes that will be eligible to win the ratings bonus. So quite a few. I'd say around 15, if I'm not mistaken. We have had some winners from the pole positions, and now we've got a battle for the lead. Sanic right on the inside of Sheepmobile, takes it away very easily on the inside of Sheepmobile, gets forced up to the top lane, and is going to lose another spot to the 5. But Sanic's going to lead a lap for the first time in quite a while, since Fontana, I think, as he has just not shown speed for a good portion of the season so far, but now that speed is really coming to fruition here at Kansas. Almost forgot where we were for a sec. Now Sheepmobile continuously getting bullied on that outside lane by now Cube and Goots. Still battling with each other here. But now 30 is going to get clear. And now we got another potential battle for the lead as Sanic is now under fire from the 5. But now we think about when they'll have to start coming down pit road. I'd say it's around lap 60 or 70. If it's lap 60, then they'll have to make a pretty close bet on fuel before the end of the race if there's no cautions. But knowing how volatile this series is with the mechanical failures and stuff like that, it's probably going to be a caution. Just saying. We hadn't had any so far, which is nice. Oh my god, I just cursed it. Problems for the 53. That's Among Us. First engine failure of the weekend, or for the race. Just as I say that, it happens. But he's going to make it to pit road. No problems whatsoever. Didn't qualify too good. We got another alert. Oh, it's the 2. Oh, Mori Cube is on pit road. Got damage from something. Let's go back and see why they came down pit road, if we can. Oh wait, since Omori-Q pitted early, then they might actually be better on fuel than everyone else, which could play out good in their hands towards the end of the race. But yeah, they started slowing right here to come down pit road, so they must have hit the wall at one point, which is totally normal. Oh, Melee Fox is actually right behind the top 10 right now. Daisy and Dumbcat battling for the last top 10 position. As Dragalia Lost is now broken into the top 10, and Sanic still now holding off 2 cubes for the lead. Doge Cube trying to go 3 races this season, and Hihiha trying to go for a second. Sanic still trying to lock themselves into the chase. Actually, I believe Sanic is above the cut line, as the 53 has just retired with a camshaft failure. As you can see, actually hasn't showed up yet because I'm not live. There we go. Yeah, 53 is out of the race with a camshaft failure. I swear, if I mention something every time something happens, it's like, it is a curse. Like, commentator's curse is a real thing. It's been happening way too much this season. Although I think the funniest example of that was when Cole blew up at Talladega after I said he was pretty competitive. That was the funniest example. Or when we were streaming at Martin's. Oh wow, he got battled for the lead as the 5's got to run. Here comes Hihiha for the lead. Has not led a lap this race. Needs those 5 bonus points to stay with his good points position right now. And Doge Cube gets a great run out of turn 2. It is now potentially battling for the lead. An amazing run by the 00, and he's going to catch up to the 5. Oh, but Sanic is going to get a grooved around the outside here in turns 3 and 4. They're still going to be side by side coming to lap 59. And Sanic will keep the lead for now, but what I was saying is back at Martinsville, when Cole was talking about Donkey Kong after the game crashed, and then we saw Donkey Kong sideways on the track with the motor blown, and that was definitely one of the funniest moments of the season so far. DK crashed the game. Can you reset again? Or DK Photo, can you reset? Now we got another battle for the lead. Here comes Hihiha once again. Doge Cube gonna help on the inside. Oh, here comes Goots on the inside, blocking Doge Cube from going to the bottom, and Sheepmobile is still there in 5th. This is a really good battle for the lead here between 4 or 5 different contenders. Gun's still eagerly awaiting 6th. Dragalia Lost actually moved up to 7th past Shadow and BV. Meanwhile, and Daisy has fallen out of the top 10, unfortunately. Oh, Goots is coming down pit road. That might be our first taker of green flag pit stops. Yes, the 10 of Squidward has also come down pit road. So I think green flag pit stops are starting right now. Yeah, 33 of Trolling also on pit road. Ooh, it looks like some of them are moving to the bottom. Yep, Sheepmobile's coming down, so is Doge Cube. Alright, here we go. Green flag pit stops are underway at Kansas. How is this going to shake up the field once everything is done? Let's watch both of these two come down pit road. And Hihiha will lead a lap for the first time since the leaders came down pit road. We should switch over to this camera. We'll get a good view as who's coming down. Raccoon just coming out, so is Trolling. Shipmobile comes in. Eggdog comes out. So does Pecorine and Daisy. Oh, actually, Daisy's pitting now. Since Daisy was the pole sitter, they have the first pit box. Jinx actually pitted with the leaders, which is interesting because they had that issue earlier that caused them to come down. Looks like Sheepmobile will get out ahead of Shadow. Hubris will get out ahead of Fear, but it's going to be very close between those two on pit exit. Daisy and Donkey Kong are going to be battling each other. Sanic comes in. Dumb Cat back there having a very long pit stop. They must have something wrong with their pit stop, so not a good stop for the 63, who is looking for a win today, but they're having a very, very long pit stop. Hihiha gets out, Dragalia Lost gets out, so does Sanic. Sanic's going to actually get ahead of the 25. I think Dragalia Lost is going to benefit from this stop quite a lot. Gun comes out, August comes out, Dumbcat's still on pit road back there. Looks like Imposter and Sans Club are getting out now. Bob the Builder, McQueen, Chow, Kubendorf. Miku is also on pit. Oh, problems for the Blood Clot. I think Blood Clot hit Melee Fox on pit road and spun around. Oh no, problems for the 11. He might have to reset. But pit road troubles once again for the 11. Yeah, he had to reset to get back on pit road. That might actually be a retirement if he got a lot of damage. But I believe your new leader is going to be the 5. Oh, problems for the 45. That is Raccoon with an engine failure. And, oh, right in the middle of the track too. Oh, get some contact from the 18. Yeah, it was 18 to Pecorine that hit him. Melee Fox goes by on the inside. He might actually stop. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, and the 13 also has a tire down. That's fear. 2 of our top 10 contenders having issues on opposite sides of the track. I don't know if either of them are going to make it to pit road. Raccoon stopped on the apron. He might not actually bring out the yellow. No, he did not, but I'm worried about the 13 right here. But both of these two are running close to the top 10, and now they're having some issues. But that might be the end of Raccoon's day if they don't get that engine fixed. So now we got 3 cubes on pit road. Battle between Doge Cube and Agas here for the 15th spot. Very close battle, but the double zeros side by side with the 19. Still side by side on the bracket straightaway. Who's going to be the one to get out of this exchange first? Actually, both of these two have won at California before, so they have some interesting data to share between each other during the off weeks, but very slight advantage for the 19 here. They're still side by side. Oh, wow, very close between Doge Cube and Igus. Dumbcat now coming off of pit road. So they had a very long stop. They must have had an issue with the pit, or they must have either had a penalty or they must have had an issue on pit road, which is totally something that'll happen in this game with the AI. It just doesn't say that on the ticker. Dumbcat finally gets off of pit road, but they're going to be multiple laps down, and that'll end their good run. So right now, your top 10 is Hee Ha, then Sheepmobile, then Sanic, Goots, Dragalia lost in 5th, Shadow 6th, Omori Cube is 7th. Hey, like I said, that undercut strategy worked out for them because they're now running in the 7th position. Slightly worse tires, but now they are in the top 10, and if a caution comes out, that could help them out quite a bit, especially after that heartbreak at Dover. Hubris runs 8th, Trolling now runs in the top 10, and now Gun is the outermost cube in the top 10. 2 of the Evernham Motorsports teammates, Squidward and Igas, running together. Not really teammates, but under number font, they are teammates. Oh, and Raccoon just retired with accident damage. 2nd retirement of the day. Probably accident damage from when he hit the 18. Oh, 11. The 11 of Blood Clot also taking their pit stop now. But a tough break for the 11, who just came off of pit road. Tough break for Dumbcat and tough break for Raccoon as well. And Fear. So a lot of issues right after pit stops just ended. And now Fear taking his pit stop as well, only changing tires. Now you can see the 11 coming off the pit road, going to lose another lap now. 5 or 6 laps down now. It's still a hotly contested battle for the lead between Hee Hee Ha and Sanic. And Sheepmobile now running 3rd. Dragalia Lawson trying to make it 2 wins this season. Potentially, if they manage to get it back up to the lead. They've been one of the fastest all day. We haven't actually checked the fastest lap in a while. It is the 06 of Sanic, no surprise at all. They have been crazy fast this race. I don't exactly remember where they started, but they're doing really good right now, so not really need to worry about that when they're killing it. Sanic now going for the lead, makes a run on the 5. Side by side across the start-finish line. Ooh, Shadow now battling with Dragalia Lost for the 4th position. Sanic is going to get away with the lead once again. These three still trying to battle each other for the lead. Here comes the 5 with a run. The 06 is not clear, and Sheepmobile's coming to help. But which lane will he help with? Oh, he's trying to do the middle. What a move by the 30. Right on the inside of the 06, and now trying to go for second. And he will. And Sheepmobile's trying to defend that most laps led bonus. There's Regalia Lost also in 4th, trying to make a run for the lead, but Shadow Hedgehog is right there. And once again, this has turned into a 5-way battle for the lead. And Goot's hanging out back there in 6th, just waiting for something to happen with our leaders. Oh, a big run by the 25. Makes a run on Shadow, but Shadow is now running out in 4th. Trying to go for a win. Currently last in points right now after starting later in the season. And has had some pretty good runs that have turned into bad runs, especially like the Dover where he lost a motor and had an oil leak in the same race. So he really needs a win to get that team's spirits up, especially since that one is potentially in contention for the championship if he has a bunch of good runs. But he's got speed. He just hasn't had the results to prove it, just like Sheepmobile's early season. But now the 30 has been having some good runs recently as well. So maybe Shadow can have a character arc of some sort, like the 30 of Sheepmobile. Sanic running the top lane. Now for the crossover move to get around the 5. And now Shadow's trying to pass Sheepmobile for 3rd. Sanic still now side by side with the 5 for the lead. This is still a very hotly contested battle right here. And Goots is catching up just a little bit every lap to our leaders as they are all battling each other. But Sanic's got a good run out of turn 2. Not enough though. He's going to need a better run in the corners coming up. But since they pitted on lap, was it 60? 64 was the latest. Looks like 61 was the earliest, so they're not going to be able to make it on fuel towards the end. They all pretty much have to pit before the end of this race. So if you have a bad pit stop like Dumb Cat did, losing 4 laps, then 3 wide battle for second. Hee Hee Ha goes all the way down the track to block all 3 of them, and that sends Dragalia Lost way up. Loses a lot of momentum, and here comes Sheepmobile trying to take 4th place back. Shadow the Hedgehog now in the picture in that 3. Running side by side. Actually, this is a pretty good picture right here. You've got Shadow and Sanic battling with each other. Where have I seen this before? Strange, isn't it? Although that's for Metal Sonic, but still, that applies here. I'm getting some real Sonic Adventure 2 vibes from this top 3 right here, or top 2 and 3. But Shadow will get away with that 2nd place position. Now this pack of cubes has gone up here, and there's Hubris, who has not cracked the top 5 all day, looking for another top 5 this season. And there's Trolling in the 33, who started in the top 20. Now running 8th, benefited a lot from those pit stops, and is now trying to get with our leaders. There's Gun running 9th. And Donkey Kong now running 10th, cracked the top 10 for the first time today. How about that? And now BB and Doge Cube have fallen off significantly. So we're seeing some new faces in the top 10 for the first time this race. But how long will they be able to stay there? Will they be able to battle for the lead? Like right now, here comes Shadow for the lead. Is he going to get it this time by? He has a great run on the inside. Oh man, if the battle for the win at the end is between Shadow and Sanic, then that'll be a true Sonic Adventure 2 moment. But Shadow will lead a lap for the first time this race, but Sanic is right there on the inside. Oh, and he loses it. Loses a little bit of speed, and here comes the 5 back on the outside again, but Shadow's going to get away with a tiny bit of a lead. Oh, wow, the 5 tries to go to the bottom, but gets shoved back up the top lane. Here comes Dragalia Lost in the 25. Tried to make a move on the outside, but that did not work. And Shadow the Hedgehog will lead at Kansas, our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th different leader this race. Pretty impressive stuff. Although I suggest we'll see racing like this once again when we get to Kentucky, which is a very similar track to this. In fact, it's almost too similar, except it has a smaller apron and it has green walls. Although they're around the same year, so it should be a pretty similar experience. Goots now in 5th, Hubris has moved to 6th, Trolling moves to 7th, and Sheepmobile has fallen all the way back to 9th. Lost a lot of time there, and Donkey Kong looking to catch up to the 30, try and put him in 10th. Omori Sr. still doing pretty good after that undercut strategy after having that issue. Then coming down pit road to fix some damage. Actually not doing too bad. If he had to fix damage, then it must have been pretty severe, but looks like they fixed it now, and they're doing pretty alright. But that's actually good for Omori Sr., who's actually on the best possible pit strategy right now, because they pitted earlier than everyone else, so they don't have to worry about running out of fuel at the end. They'll pit at like lap 110 compared to everyone else who will pit at lap 120. So they'll technically have better tires, and since they gained a lot of spots, they might actually be in contention for the win at the end. So we'll just have to wait and see what the two does if that strategy ends up working out for them. Oh my god, Hubris moved to 3rd, and I didn't even notice, but that 07 is on a roll, and so is the 33 of Trolling. They both get around Dragalia, Lost, and Goots very easily. Actually, 4th, my bad. But now Hubris is going for 3rd, but now they're catching up to lap traffic. There's the 42 of Jinx. Just having another rough weekend. Running a lap down, trying to go, now about to go 2 laps down, but Shadow gets around very easily and puts the 42 2 laps down. Now catching up to Cubendorf with another rough weekend for that team. Oh, Gunn slides up the track a little bit, but doesn't make any contact with anyone. Shadow getting a pretty decent lead ahead of the rest of the pack right now because he got ahead of Jinx, and now everyone else has to deal with the 42 and any other lap cars that Shadow puts a lap down. Dragalia Lost has a bit of a run on Trolling, but Trolling's going to stay ahead and stay in the top 5. Donkey Kong is not gaining much. Oh my god, look at this pack right here. Ooh, this is dicey. Wow, Doge Cube almost got into the back of the 2 of Omori Sr. trying to get around him. There's BV in 15th. Bloodclot's a lap down, but everyone else in this pack is not. They're trying to get around him as fast as possible. And they did. But Daisy's going to get away from that pack pretty easily. And Doge Cube will try and side draft. Actually, BB going to the top lane in the middle of the corner. That's pretty much unheard of at a track like this. Unless you're loose, which is probably what's possible for that 66. Which is probably why they've been dropping back so much ever since pit stops. But there's the 19 of Ligas battling with the 66 of BB. Sheepmobile making some positions back up again, trying to get around Goots on the outside of the lane. Yeah, Shadow's got a pretty substantial lead right now, 1.5 seconds ahead of the 5, who's in 2nd, but now they've gotten around Jinx. Hubris now in 3rd, Sanic back to 4th. Trolling still in 5th. Goots and Sheepmobile still going at it back here. Sanic now goes to the bottom, try and get around Jinx, and it'll be pretty simple. But now the biggest obstacle in Shadow's way is getting around these lap cars. Even though he did gain on that last lap ahead of everyone else, still going to be a bit of time before he actually gets around the 4. Let's see if he actually manages to do it. And Hubris has now moved to 2nd as the 5 goes way up the track. And is going to stay up top. Slightly stay ahead of Sanic, and now Trolling to 3rd, and now we got a battle for 2nd between the 33 and the 07. Trolling has not won a race this year, but has had multiple good runs and is actually inside the playoff bubble, so if they win, wouldn't be much of an advantage, but it would still be a pretty good advantage for the 33, who has had a pretty spectacular season so far. Hadn't talked about him that much. And Trolling will get ahead of Hubris, and so does Sanic. Trolling now to second. Still losing ground of the 3, who is very fast right now. Sanic now trying to pass Trolling for second. 33 is not clear once again. Here comes Sanic on the inside. Oh, but Trolling goes down to block, and he will. Very solid move for that 33. Now he's got 2 lap cars to deal with, while both Lightning McQueen and the 4 of Cubendorf. Let's see if we can get around them pretty easily. Adjust my seat a little bit. He gets around the 95 pretty easily, but he's still having trouble getting around the 4. Daisy's actually moved into 10th, forcing Donkey Kong back to 11th. Doge Cubes now sits in 12th. Squidward and Igus have gotten around a majority of this pack. There's Milliwetta now joining up this pack in 17th. Dumbcat is still not having a good run. We got an alert in the chat box. It is the 13. That's Fear with another issue. Engine is gone on the 13. Smoking down turns 3 and 4. And he's going to pull it onto pit road. And another issue for the 13 will likely take him out of the race. Yeah, that's probably going to take him out of the race. That thing is done. Not very good for a Cube that's doing pretty well in points right now without a win, so poof, there he goes. The Fear is our 3rd retirement of the race with a piston failure. Trolling is actually catching up to Shadow quite a bit, has gained on our leader. Oh, the 98, that's Donkey Kong with an issue. Tire down the 98, and he comes down pit road as well. Now all the problems are starting to settle in for our leaders. And the 33! The Trolling just had an engine failure. Well, he's not slowing down, but he's going to have to come down pit road. It's a .1, so... Oh, yeah, he's coming down now. He's pulling a run down pit road and running 2nd place. Trying to get a win to get into the playoffs, and just like Fear, he's going to have a problem. Potentially put him... Look how far he started back. He made a great run to the front. But he's going to attempt to fix that damage. A lot of crazy moments so far in this race so far, such as the racing product, which has been pretty good. But now Trolling being out, and so is Donkey Kong being out, will put the 00 of Doge Cube back in the top 10. And who will that put behind him? That will be Squidward and Igus, who can potentially sneak back in the top 10 before the end of this one. Gun and Hee Hee Haw battling with each other now. Let's see if Trolling actually retired. No, he did not, so he'll actually fix the damage. And he'll be coming back out on the track. Getting towards the end of this race, but when will these leaders start to pit? That's the question. Also, apparently, yeah, Donkey Kong's still on pit road. Trying to get that tire fixed. Hee Hee Haw and Dragalia lost battling for the 5th position, I believe. His Gun now goes to 4th. Daisy's actually back up to 8th. Pretty good recovery for that team as Sheepmobile right behind. Oh, wow. Goots got very close to hitting the 25 there. Oh, boy. The leaders have caught up to Shadow. Now trying to pass him for the lead as Cubendorf still will not let go of that position. Here comes Sanic and Hubris on the inside. Sonic and Shadow battling once again, but this time with A little bit of Ganondorf sprinkled in. Oh, wow. Ganondorf tried to block the 07, but did not get clear, and he's still stuck behind the 4 of Cubendorf. And now he finally has a shot to get around him, as Sanic will put Cubendorf a lap down and will start leading laps once again. Hubris has not led a lap so far this race, so if she can get up front, she can get those 5 bonus points and lead another lap. She's got a good run on the back straightaway. Can she go for it? Yes, she can. Hubris now going for the lead. Trying to go for 2 in a row after winning Dover. Can the Hubris sweep continue? But here comes Shadow on the outside with a decent run. These 3 still going at it. Next closest leader is Gunn, followed by Dragalia Lawson and Daisy, having a pretty good recovery in that 44. This is the rest of our top 10 right here. There's Doge Cube, Sheepmobile, and Hee Hee Ha running well with each other. Squidward 11th, Igus 12th, 13th Meloetta with a very good run. But one QB we want to watch, like I said earlier, is the 2 of Omori Sr., since they are off sequence from the rest of our leaders. So they should start pitting pretty soon. But they will pit out. So the undercut strategy might actually work out for the O2 because they gained a crap ton of spots after they pitted, after they had that stop for damage earlier. So they might actually be winning this race if the strategy works out well for them, as now we have another battle for the lead. These 3 still going at it. Wow, Shadow and Sanic both get around the outside, and Hubris will be left out to dry, but Hubris still battling with Shadow for second. We got another alert. It is the 80 of Raceland on pit road. That might be our first taker for green flag pit stop, so Omori Sr.'s strategy might not actually work out. Let's see how many more of them come down pit road. Nope, it's just Raceland for now. Going for one tank of fuel or 1 can of fuel and all 4 tires. They're trying to make it to the end on fuel, so that's definitely a green flag pit stop on strategy. So the undercut strategy for the 80 of Raceland, will that actually end up working out for that team? Very bold play, because that ended up working out for the 2 of Omori Sr. Oh, now Hubris is coming down pit road, so yeah, green flag stops are starting a lot earlier than I thought they would. Cubendorf coming down as well. Oh, there's Goots. Hee Hee Ha's coming down, so is Squidward. There's Omori Sr. And there is the 01 of Squid Game. So yeah, green flag stops are now underway. How many of them are going to come down now? There's Omori Sr. and Egg Dog, who must have pitted first because they're coming out now. Hubris comes out ahead of Cubendorf. Melefox comes into pit. Shadow's on pit road. Both Shadow and Sanic are on pit road together. It's going to be very close between those 2 on pit exit. Gunn and Daisy have very close pit stalls to each other, so their battle will be very close as well. Melefox, Meloetta, Igus on pit road. So is Cole. So is the Racer. Oh, the Racer makes some contact with McQueen back there. That's going to have them come in for some damage repair. That might actually harm McQueen, make him come back on pit road, which would suck because he's having a pretty bad run right now as we know it. And Doge Cube will lead a lap for the first time in this race while everyone's coming down pit road. There's No Maidens, there's Bob the Builder, there's Pecorine, that's Raceland. Yeah, that's Pecorine right here. There's Sands Club, there's Packmobile way back there. There's Chow, there's So Retro. There's Jinx. So Doge Cube, BV, and Imposter have yet to pit. Where is Doge Cube right now? Still hasn't pitted just yet. But those 3 are the 3 that are left. I think Hubris might actually be the leader once we go back. Yep, Doge Cube is coming down now. Where's BV? BV coming down. Where's Imposter? Actually, I think Imposter came down pit road then. So Hubris might be your leader. Donkey Kong actually... Oh, Donkey Kong. Oh, wait. Donkey Kong's in 6th. Oh, wow. Wait, the undercut strategy for Donkey Kong. This might actually end up being great for him. Because he had to pay early just like Omori Sr. did. Ooh, we could see some great battles now. But I believe our new leader is going to be... Once the leaders come back around, I believe it's going to be Hubris by a bit of a margin ahead of Shadow and Donkey Kong, who might be 3rd. This might be Donkey Kong's chance to win this race, but Doge Cube now. Just now coming off of pit road. So what can Donkey Kong do to try and potentially steal the win away here at Kansas? He's done it before at Talladega. He can do it again. As you can see, Dumb Cat now coming down pit road as well. The Racers on pit road for a long amount of time. Bad stop for that team. But Hubris now way out front with a little under 20 laps to go. Can Shadow and Donkey Kong catch up to Hubris before the end of this race and potentially put them in a spot where they cannot win? As the lead pack has started to thin out a little bit with a little bit of help from... Uh-oh, Shadow's got to get around Imposter here. He goes down to the bottom, but Imposter goes to block. That's really going to hurt Shadow now because the 34 is way slower. Oh, he's still blocking. Oh, this is really going to hurt Shadow's chances to win. If he can't get around the 34. Because the 34 is multiple laps down. Actually, just 1 lap down at this rate. But Hubris has lap traffic ahead of her. A lot of lap traffic, actually. That might hurt her a lot. Oh, Sanic must have had a bad stop on pit road. That must have been why he's not in the top 10. But now your current top 10 includes Igus and Squidward, who have not been in the top 10. Sheepmobile actually benefited a lot from those pit stops as well. But Donkey Kong really needs a good finish here. And Shadow really needs to get around the 34, but that 34 is holding him back quite a bit. Hubris once again looking to... Oh, the yellow flag is out! Caution is out! I don't know if anyone spun. I don't think anyone did. That might be a debris yellow, but the yellow flag is out, and that erases Hubris's lead. Oh, actually, someone must have spun. There's tire marks right here, so yeah, someone must have had an issue. So let's go back to when the caution came out. So yeah, someone must have had an incident in turn 3. Yeah, let's go back to when the caution came out. Pace car to go through the grass. So it's right here. It was Dumb Cat, actually. He got turned by Pac-Mobile. Oh my god! Flipped over on his roof. Side over side, tumbling across the wall, just like Ben Kennedy's crash at Kansas. Good lord. What a wild wreck. I mean, Kansas is definitely not... I'm definitely not surprised that that happened at a track like this. Kansas has had some wild crashes. Actually, that was pretty reminiscent of Eric Jones's crash in 2017, where he almost went on his roof, except this time Dumb Cat actually did go on his roof because the physics are different in this mod. But with a yellow with this many laps to go, who's going to be the one to win it at the end? I don't actually know if the 34 is going to go to the bottom lane on this restart because we're this close to the end of the race. But when you have 3 races in a row with flips, that's how you know this series is crazy. Might make a flip compilation at the end of the season. Who knows? That might be a fun thing to do. But Hubris's lead has basically been erased. But if the 34 does not go to the bottom lane for this restart, that'll help the 07 try and win. However, you still have Shadow and Donkey Kong and Sheepmobile in 4th. Hee Haw is 5th, and 7th is Goots. Or 6th is Goots, 7th is Gun, then Dragalia Lost, then Igus, then Squidward. That's your top 10 right now. Oh, we've got an alert. It's the 11 that's back on pit road, so another bad race for Blood Clot. I think a flip compilation would be funnier than a crash compilation, honestly. Huber's trying to go for 2 races in a row where they go to victory lane in their 3rd race this season. Trying to extend their points lead, but that could potentially be all undone on this restart as we still have a couple laps left more until we go to green. And Dumbcat is out of the race, our 4th retirement with accident damage. No surprise there. Actually, don't know if these cars can blow over. I don't think they can, but I don't think anyone came to pit road besides the 11. So, are we going back to green this time by? And does the 34 go to the inside? We are going back to green, and the 34 does go to the inside. So all of the lap cubes will be on the bottom, and all the leaders will be on the top. So this will make it a lot easier for Shadow and Donkey Kong to get back up to Hubris and try and take that win away. But if Shadow manages to get out front, lead the rest of this race, then he will get the most laps led bonus. If he doesn't, then Sheepmobile wins the most laps led bonus, which is an extra 5 bonus points. Very, very valuable points that you need to get into the chase. Shadow the Hedgehog desperately needs a win after having a bunch of bad races in a row. Talladega, where he almost won. Dover had a mechanical failure. Had a mechanical failure at Milwaukee. Had issues at Richmond. So he really needs a good run here. But with 13 laps to go at Kansas, who's going to be the one to go to victory lane? Hubris versus Shadow versus DK versus Sheepmobile versus Hee Hee Ha in the top 5. Pace car pulls off, almost hits the cone. That would have been a commitment line violation. But the green flag is back out, and Hubris does not get a good restart. Must have spun the tires as Shadow is still right there as the 34 gets slightly ahead of the 07. Hubris did not get a good restart there. Must have spun the tires. Now Kubendorf goes up to block. Kubendorf has been the best blocker all race. That might be good for Shadow, but now he goes to the bottom. And they are still very close to each other. Oh, they might be 4 wide back there. Oh, wow, they're getting really dicey. Look at Jinx and Hee Hee Ha, but now our eyes are on the lead as Hubris now trying to get around McQueen. Oh, someone hit the wall. I think that was Shadow. He goes way up the track. Shadow hit the wall, and now Stanek, who's a lap down now. Hubris gets away with a bit of a lead, but how long is that going to last for us? She is right behind Kubendorf, the best blocker in the race, and sandwiched between 2 other lap cubes. Stanek's actually much faster than our leaders right now, who are still stuck on the top lane. If Hubris gets forced up to the top lane by our leaders, that could practically erase their lead right now. Goots now running in 2nd, trying to take away that win. Donkey Kong in 4th. Sheepmobile with a great run, trying to stay in 5th, ahead of Dracalia Lost. But Goots still has a bunch of lap cars to pass in order to get to our leader. But I believe he can do it. He got a great run in turns 3 and 4. With help from Shadow, that might still be possible. They get around Lightning McQueen, still 2 lap cars to go before they can get to Hubris. Stanek now trying to switch things up a little bit, try and get around the Racer for the 36th, 37th position. Oh no, the Racer is more laps down than Stanek is. Actually, Stanek is still 5 laps down, so they... Actually, no. The Racer is 6 laps down, so it doesn't even matter. Hubris now trying to take a look to get past Kubendorf, but the Racer says no, goes to the inside, forces Hubris up the top. The Daytona winner forcing Hubris up the top of the track, but now Kubendorf goes back up to block. And Goots is getting closer and closer, and so is Shadow. This might be a very entertaining battle for the win, as Goots only has 1 car length away as Hubris slows up quite a bit in the corner. Here comes Goots, right behind with help from Shadow and Sheepmobile. Now Goots only has clean air to get to the 07 and pass her for the lead. Shadow right behind with help from Sheepmobile. Ooh, Goots washes it up in the corner just like he did earlier. He'll lose a lot of momentum there. Loses 4/10 of speed right there. That might have actually decided the race, but who knows. Sanek actually pushing Hubris now. Try and stay out front. Now side by side with Kubendorf. Shadow does not want Goots to stay up front ahead of everyone else. Omori Sr. is now back in the top 10. That undercut strategy is still working out for that team. Here comes Goots. Has a huge run on Sanek and a huge run on the leader, and so does Shadow. Goots to the bottom, trying to take the lead, and here he comes to the bottom. Battle for the lead with 5 laps to go. Goots washes it up in turn 2. Now Shadow trying to go for second with help from McQueen, who is a lap down. Sheepmobile waiting for something to happen back there. They're 3 wide for second. How many more laps can they go without flubbing up the corners? Goots still struggling on the inside lane. That might be the Achilles heel for that team, especially in turns 3 and 4. Now Shadow loses a lot of position, but Goots has an amazing run out of turn 2. Shadow loses a lot of momentum. The Sheepmobile is right there to help push. Goots is there on the inside with Hubris. Now looks for the run. Here he comes. Battle for the lead. Oh, but Hubris goes to block. Not enough. Goots going for the lead. And now Sheepmobile trying to go for third back there. Oh, pushes Shadow out of the way. Here comes Omori Sr. and Igus on the bottom. And Hubris loses a lot of momentum, and now Goots is back out front. Shadow still in third. Sheepmobile in fourth. Doge Cube now in fifth. Omori Sr. in sixth. Daisy and Igus now battling back there with Jagalia lost. This big battle between the mid-pack is still going on. 3 laps to go at Kansas. Who's going to win it? Hubris with an amazing run in turns 1 and 2. Oh, hey, Zero. How are you doing? Didn't expect you to show up to this. Goots and Hubris still battling for the lead. They're still very close, but they basically left Shadow and Sanek in the dust back there to battle for third. 2 laps to go. Zero, didn't you submit a cube for this? I forget if you did or not, back in the old, when it was hosted on the other server. I think you did. I forget which one it was. Goots and Hubris still going at it, but Shadow gained a little bit. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get to our leaders, though, as he gets a run on the 4 of Kubendorf. White flag, last lap for Goots. Can he take it home, or does Hubris have enough speed to get past him on these last few corners? Kubendorf continues to block Shadow back there. Goots still far ahead of everyone else. Gets a huge lead ahead of Hubris. Can he take it home, or does he flub up this corner? Looks like he does not, and now coming out of turn number 4, Goots is going to get some redemption and win at Kansas for the first time in his career. Second is Hubris, third Shadow, fourth is Sheepmobile, fifth with a great recovery for Omori Sr. Sixth is Doge Cube, seventh is Igus, eighth is Regalia Lost, ninth is Daisy, 10th is Gun, and that's your top 10 for this race. What a thrilling race from start to finish. That'll be a CGB R12. That'll be it for today's race here at Kansas. I'll post the schedule for this coming up week later today after all the points and stuff is done, but not a lot of retirements, only 1 caution, but a pretty good race overall. And Goots will be your winner, and thank you for watching today's stream. Next up, I believe, is Darlington, but I'll make sure of that when I get done. But thank you all for watching, and we're not really good.